I'm Chris, and this is Joe. We are living in Somerset and working on a number of projects down there. It's going very well.
Yes, before we were introduced to Premier Properties, we at a landlord show in London. We by default bought our own home, and that started us thinking about properties. We had to then leave the country for a couple of years for work purposes, but it got us thinking about property. We then purchased another flat back here, and then we were on our own. We didn't really know what we were doing, and we were just sort of limping along until we met Cam at Premier Property.
I think I'd read a lot of books. I've read a number of books about different strategies. We had come up with a bit of a strategy that we launched, but I think we needed the reassurance and the encouragement that we were going the right way. I also realised, having lived most of my life, as you can probably hear, in South Africa, that the legislation and the property market in this country is very different. And we'd had property experience in South Africa, but we just realised that we'd need help. There was the potential existed to make a lot of mistakes. And I think that was probably the main reason. We went to, as Joe said, a national landlord and letting show at Olympia in London, and Cam did a presentation there, along with I think 3 or 4 other people, and we bought Cam's book and we read his book. We just loved his story and we just felt the family from Cam. We obviously saw Vish being involved and Pav, and that really appealed to us. So I think that was the first thing, and then chatting through with Cam, he persuaded us to come on the mentorship program, and it's been fantastic to have that support. It's also to help us make the right contacts and to avoid some mistakes that we could have made, some very costly.
The Premier Property inner circle has been invaluable because we've met networked with so many different people in different circumstances, but all focused on property. So we've definitely learned from the individuals. We've also learned from the speakers that Cam invites. And you keep thinking, well, you've learned enough now, but each session there's always a nugget that we can go away with and hopefully put into practice and apply. And you can go away and feel quite sort of isolated on your own, but because we've joined the inner circle and the mentorship program, you can just pick up the phone, you've got that contact, and you've got help when you really need it.
I just wanted to add quickly that about Premier Property Inner Circle, that it's very aptly named, because the Inner Circle, and this is our third one that we've been to, the third Saturday, and it's really starting to feel like a family. It's becoming more than just a word. It actually is becoming family. We know people, and we're getting to recognise and see people in their different each month and say, what progress have you made? And so it's a lonely place when you're on your own and making decisions on your own. I think Premier Inner Circle has been fantastic. In terms of what we're doing now, we are now looking at refurbishment projects. We're looking at conversion projects. We have established a limited company, and we, Lord willing, will be completing our first property purchase in the company, which is a bit of a milestone for us.
We're looking at possibly doing like sales and maybe an HMO. We're just learning that there aren't so many strategies out there that we could try out and see what happens.
Right now we're both fully involved in the property business, so that was our first drive, was to get to a point where we could keep bread and butter on the table, or keep the bread on the table buttered, which is we kind of got to that place, and we're now looking to expand beyond that and to build capital. The idea is over a period of time for us to be able to assist our family. We've got 2 daughters who are both married in different parts of the country, and we'd like to help them build up a portfolio and also to come into the company down the line, as that is it's a very efficient way of building family wealth. And so that is our plan. You're saying, what are the limits? Well, I've promised you a stone cottage in the countryside with a view of sheep and cows that we don't own because we don't want to go farming. So I think that isn't the final goal, but that's definitely going to be a milestone along the journey to achieve that. And yeah, so I think I've got a 24-month sort of horizon on looking to that.
I think also being able to have that time for family and being able to add value to grandchildren, the lives of grandchildren's lives, and have the freedom to know that you can take a chunk of time here and a chunk of time there to add value to family and to also enjoy life as well.
We could strongly recommend the Premier Inn Circle to the son of a very close friend of mine from South Africa. He has been in the UK for a short while. I know that he's looking to build up a property business. I think he wants to get into property, and he's just really open to learning.
Well, I think just in our circle of friends and people that we know, I think it's definitely something we can share with them and with family members. Obviously, there is a certain amount of commitment to coming once a month, but definitely we have found it invaluable. We've found the people very open and vulnerable to their situations and willing to share, and I think that's something that we feel comfortable in sharing with people we know, and would encourage them to join the Inner Circle and Premier Property.